Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Today is Soulful Sunday, so I'm going to let Facebook do its thing, build up my audience while I invite some people and share this blog with some people. So tag some people on this video blog, if you will, and we will share some great content today. I am very, very excited. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. I hope you guys had a fantastic week and an even better weekend. And I hope that it's been safe, prosperous, productive, and all that good stuff. So, whoever's hopping on, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you all. Good morning. And thank you for tuning in to the Record Report. Share this video blog out. Invite some people on to this video blog. I greatly appreciate you all for being faithful followers and listeners to the Record Report. So, let me see. Just tagging a couple of more people and then we will get started. And there it goes, Stephanie. Okay, so good morning, good morning. What's up, Midwest, all the way from Michigan? Hey, Miss Colette, welcome to the Record Report. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So if you're watching the Record Report live this morning, type in the comments, city and state where you're tuning in from, so I can know just how far my broadcast is reaching. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. And if this is your first time watching the Record Report, type in number 1 in the comments. So we're going to talk about identity theft this morning, right? Because it's a very big growing trend. I know several people who have been victims of identity theft, and we want to know how to protect ourselves because it's a very long, lengthy process to go through when you become a victim to get all the things cleared up off your credit, that debts and things that you did not create, credit cards closed that weren't yours, addresses and things like that. People are really, really clever and crafty. So the more you know, the more you can protect yourself and be cautious as to how you operate. So 9 signs to identity theft. The first sign, before, every 2 seconds, an American becomes a victim of identity fraud. So you have to watch for the warning signs. So sign number 1, unexplained charges or withdrawals. Check your financial account statements each month and be sure you recognize those transactions. I know my bank allows me to receive a text message or an email every time a transaction is done on my debit card. I have that set up that way so it'll show me things that I purchases that every time I make a purchase. So that's a great way to, if your banking institution offers that, so that way anytime, that's a quick way to flag it and to know if a unwarranted charge that you did not make happens on your card. And I did the same thing with my credit card. Like they had put one of those Bluetooth readers on the gas station charge card thing on the outside where you put your card in, and my credit card institution called it because I still had the card and they tried to run a transaction somewhere in Tennessee on my card and it got flagged. And so the credit card institution contacted me. They sent me a text message asking, did I, make this transaction in so-and-so in place, type Y for yes, type no. And I hit no. And so then I called in and lo and behold, my card got, captured off one of those Bluetooth readers in the slot on the outside at the gas pump. So it's very easy for your information to be taken with technology being the way it is nowadays. So you always want to be checking your credit report, and you always want to, check, like it says, check your statements, because it's very easy for people to, I guess, copy your information with all the digital age that we live in. So sign number 2. Medical bills for doctors you have not visited. If your health insurance carrier denies a legitimate claim, find out why. It's possible for a thief to use your identity to obtain medical care or max out your medical insurance benefits. Medical fraud is actually a really big one, and it's a very growing trend, upward trend of people utilizing or getting a hold of people's information medically. Number 3, New credit cards you didn't apply for. If you receive an unexpected credit card in the mail, contact the issuing card right away. You want to make sure that everything is intact. So I know a lot of times you get the pre-approved stuff in the mail, that you qualify for this credit limit at this interest rate. And a lot of times, when you move, from one location, you may still have mail and stuff going to an old address. So that can happen. And then sometimes people who steal your identity, they do walk around the neighborhood just going into people's mailboxes and going through their mail, because most people are still at work when the mail carrier delivers your mail, and they look through your mail, to see if you have any of those pre-approved type offers, with your address and all that good stuff. So that's one way to do it. And some of the I saw a special ones like the mailboxes where you drop the mail that's close in your neighborhood. Well, one of the culprits had a key, or they had a way to open the mailbox so that they can actually retrieve the mail that was being dropped there. So, a P.O. box is recommended for your mail to go so that it's, secure at the post office. Or I think you could get one at the UPS store. Those packaging stores, you can get a P.O. box there. But recommend a P.O. box. Also, you can put your address on a mail off where I think it's LexisNexis that sells your information, but you can have your information removed off the solicitation list for credit from creditors. You can do that. You just have to mail it in a form that specifically requests that your address be taken off and that you do not be solicited to by creditors based on your credit, good or bad, because they'll solicit to you whether you have bad credit. They'll solicit to you even when you have good credit. And obviously, if your credit is not so great, they're soliciting to you because they want you to get into more debt. And that's not going to help you, right? So number 4 is errors on your credit report. Review your credit reports for any suspicious activity, such as accounts you didn't open. You can review your reports for free once a year at annualcreditreport.com. Number 5, collection notices or calls for unknown debt. Don't assume the information is an error. Find out what the debt is for. If you believe the debt is not valid, send a letter via certified mail to the collection agency requesting proof of debt and creditor within 30 days. Sign number 6, your credit card or application for credit is denied. If you have not reached your credit limit or normally have good credit, ask the reason for denial. An identity theft may be racking up debt on your behalf and ruining your credit score with unpaid bills. Number 7, missing mail or email. Email. Haven't seen a monthly statement in a few months. A thief could be stealing your mail or may have changed the mailing or email address on the account to keep you from seeing fraudulent charges. I know email, the phishing emails. So those are very, very prevalent where they look real. They're phishing to get your information. They send you an email. It looks like it's coming from, your bank or a reputable and credible source, right? And so it starts asking you for specific information, personal information. And in that case, you want to contact your bank or credit institution or whomever they're saying it is that you may have an account with, save the email, print it off or whatever, and, give that information to their IT department so that they can search the IP address and the email or whatever email that they're using. But that happens all the time, the phishing emails to get your information. Then, of course, once they got it, then they can do all kinds of things really, really quickly because, of course, with being able to shop online shopping, it's very easy to rack up charges on people's credit card and order all kinds of things. So you want to be aware of that. And number 8, errors on your tax return or Social Security statement. The IRS may notify you that more than one tax return was filed in your name or that you have income from an employer you don't know. The whole government scam, like I have received calls from people that say they work for the IRS, right? We all know the IRS is legit. They'll give you a legit address. They'll give you a legit phone number to call. the whole nine. There really are some scam artists out there, and they're very, very clever. They're very, very clever in being able to get your information and coming across as legitimate, genuine, and real. So, you have to get really good and don't be intimidated with your question, asking them questions, because their whole goal is to get your information to steal your identity. Most of the time, they are foreigners and they sound foreign, and they're really good at scamming, though. I've been a part. I think one was about relieving my student loan debt or something. Now, luckily, it wasn't a situation where it was they didn't get access to my bank account information. But what it was, what's the thing where you send money through, like MoneyGram or something like that? It was one of those type of things. So I didn't lose that much money, but I have been, a victim of a scam. Not identity theft, but of a scam. I always have checked my credit report. Since you get 3 free ones, I always used to spread mine out and do one like at the beginning of the year. Not at the beginning of the year, but like around March. Every 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months, I would request a copy of my credit report from, each bureau. Spread it out over the year before the digital age. Now you can go on Credit Karma online, but to make sure that there were no things popping up on my credit report and stuff like that. So I encourage you to make sure that you are checking your credit report on a regular basis through Credit Karma online and getting a physical copy, the physical copies that you can get once a year. Number 9, a warrant for your arrest. While it may seem extreme, it's possible for someone to impersonate you while committing a crime. You may uncover the warrant if you're stopped for another reason or involved in an accident. So basically, of course, if someone has gotten a hold of your information, they can go in and apply for a state ID in your name. And of course, it'll have their picture. So it'll appear that they are you. And God forbid if that actually has happened to you where, someone has committed a crime and now you have a warrant out for your arrest. You're definitely going to need an attorney. Don't try to, go or handle that situation without an attorney. You want to hire an attorney because it's going to take some investigative, work and some time to, number one, find that person, to find that they have stolen your identity, and it could just cause some real serious issues. So you want to make sure that, again, you are checking your information. It's better to have your a P.O. box instead of things going to your home address. Usually when you do a change of address, like online now, they make you provide a credit card, even though they don't charge, you to do a change of address, but just to make sure that the person is really you. They try to put in the extra security measures to make sure that you are who you say you are, and it's not somebody else trying to pretend to be you. So while sometimes the extra measure of security is a pain, like if you don't, tell your credit card company or banking institution, debit card company that you're going out of town to, so-and-so, so when they start seeing charges on that card, they won't flag it and shut it down after the first charge. That happened to me once. I went home to California to visit my mom, and I had went to the grocery store to try to buy groceries for my mom, and I had like $100 and some worth of groceries, and when I went to use my card, it got denied, right? And I was like, obviously that's embarrassing, but I was like, I know I got plenty of, room on my card, so why is it denying my card? So when I called the credit card institution, that's what it was. It was because I was out of town in California, and they thought it was fraud. So they tried, they flagged it and denied it on the first transaction. And I was like, wow. So I was upset, but then I was kind of happy at the same time that, that they are actually being more proactive in trying to protect me as their consumer and protect my identity. But it was very, very frustrating because I was trying to get my purchase in my groceries. So, luckily I had another way to pay for it, or I wouldn't have been able to get it. And then, all my groceries are sitting on the little thing because it was a bag yourself type grocery store. So, needless to say, I started calling and, that made me remember to anytime I'm going to go out of town or go somewhere else outside of my state or residence where I live, to let them know, hey, I'm going to be traveling from this day to this day. Please put this on my account so that you don't, deny my card when I'm trying to make a purchase if I need to use my card for something. So those are the 9 signs to identity theft. So I hope that this information has been valuable to you, that has been useful to you. If you found it valuable, could you please leave a review on my business page at www.facebook.com/Rucker, RUCKERCC. I'll type that in the comments and leave your review on my business page. If a lot of content that you normally get on the Record Report you find valuable, useful, and very helpful, and that you're learning and being educated, then I would surely greatly appreciate you giving me a review for it. So I'm going to type that in the comments, you guys. I hope you have a great soulful Sunday today, and whatever you have planned today, that it involves you relaxing, meditating, enjoying your family, or whatever it is that you do on a Sunday. If you go to church, everybody doesn't go to church. And since football season is over, I know many guys don't know what to do with themselves. But it is basketball season. March Madness is quickly approaching us. And see some good basketball here nonetheless very, very soon. So this is the Record Report signing off. Get your money up because you absolutely can, and you absolutely deserve to do just that. Peace out.